Hello everybody, welcome to Power Vinyasa Yoga. I had my phone all set up to go the other way and then it told me I had to switch directions, so let me get this straightened out here. There we go, I think that will work. So if you have a couple blocks, they might be helpful tonight. If you don't, that's okay. I can give you other modifications to use as well. And of course, if you have a yoga mat, that just helps with the slipping and sliding a little bit. But if you don't, try to find a surface that's quite firm. If you're on a really soft surface, it can make your balance poses a little bit harder to do. And otherwise, we'll get started. So I've missed you guys. This is so great. I'm looking forward to this. We're going to start like we always do with child's pose, just becoming present in our practice, becoming aware of our body, where we're at with everything, setting our intention, bringing our focus inward. So let's go ahead and get started. Remember to bring your big toes together in line with the midline of your body. Look back to make sure that's where they're at. Knees can be out wide, especially if you want hips open, or they can be in close to the center. Bring those glutes back and down. If you can, bring your forehead to your mat. Remember, there's always the option of blocks between your glutes and your heels. If you have tight knees or if you have hip issues, you can always put support there. You can also use a blanket, or sometimes I use a beach towel. And just start to settle into your pose and into your breathing. This is when we start to draw that breath deep into our belly and then exhale completely. Feel your ribs expand and then let all of your breath out. Feel your belly expand and then release all your breath out. Start to bring your awareness to your mat. If you feel any tension or gripping, release it. If it's in your jaw, try to release it and soften your jaw. If you feel it in your neck or in your shoulders, just send your breath to those. See if you can release it and just settle deeper into your pose. Try to release that low back a little closer to your glutes, maybe even push away from the front of your mat, getting that low back to release and release towards the mat. So tailbone going towards the mat. With each exhale, settle a little deeper into this. Continue to release that tension. Good. When you're ready, let's go ahead and walk both hands to the right side of the mat, opening up our side body, opening up through the armpit, down through our elbows. Feel those ribs expand as you draw your breath in. Feel your armpit open up. Feel your shoulder open up. But continue to release your glutes towards your heels. Let's walk our hands to the other side of our mat. So to the left side, walking those right fingers out, getting that nice long body. Again, feel those ribs separate. Feel that armpit open up. Draw that breath in nice and deep. let's go ahead and come back to center. We're going to walk those arms straight out in front of us, bringing our forehead down, anchoring the heels of our hands, drawing our arm bones in close to our ears, and really feel those shoulders open up. Continue to release your glutes to the earth. Good. Now press away from the front of the mat. See if you can get your glutes even closer to your heels. Nice. Let's press up into our tabletop. Bring your knees in so that knees are right under hips, feet are straight out behind. Spread those hands out nice and wide. Feel the mat underneath the palms of your hand, underneath each finger. Draw your belly button in. Remember, we don't want the saggy ranch horse. We want to pull our belly button in, keeping that low back nice and supported. Fill up your shoulders. Let's bring our right foot back. Press through that heel. Left hand comes forward. Nice little bird dog here. Reach through your heel, reach through your finger, and then press your hip bones towards your midline, keeping your hips nice and aligned. Good. Back to center. Going to the other side. Left foot straight back. If you feel that hip open up, roll up to the side, bring it down so that it's parallel with the other side. Square with the mat. Right hand reaches forward. Press hips in towards the midline. Lots of length from fingertip to heel. Keep breathing. Good. And back to center. Nice. We're going to bring our tailbone all the way down towards the earth and then press it up towards the sky or towards the ceiling. Back towards the earth, moving up into our spine a little bit here, bringing a few more vertebrae into it, and then pressing up towards the ceiling. Good. Moving up into our mid-back. Feel space between each vertebrae as you do this, and then let everything sink towards the earth. Filling up your shoulders now. And then drop belly to the earth. Bring tailbone up. This time we're going to bring the crown of our head into it. So crown of head and tailbone come all the way towards the earth as we arch. And then drop our belly, bringing head and tailbone up. So I always say this is where we turn our spine into a slinky. We work out all the kinks. We're creating lots of space between each vertebrae, and then we contract all that space out. If your spine feels like an ironing board, this is a good one for it. Just think about separating each one as you arch up and then sink belly to the earth. Good. Coming back to neutral again. Nice strong core here. Pulling our belly button in. Fill up your shoulders. Right foot goes back out. Left hand comes forward. Nice long body. Press those hips towards the midline. Keep breathing. Try not to hold your breath. And back to center. Good. Left foot straight back. Right hand forward. Again, if this hip rolls open, bring it back to neutral. Heel to fingertip. Nice long body. Belly button is pulled in. Spine is supported. And back to center. We're going to add that crunch now. So from long body, elbow to knee. Long body, elbow to knee. Remember, if you need to set your foot down between each one for stability, feel free to do that. And if you fall over, then you're a true yogi. I always say every yogi falls over or falls out of a pose. Always happens. It happens to everybody. I shouldn't say it always happens, but it happens to everybody. Keep breathing through these. Really think about crunching when you bring elbow to knee. Press away with this right hand. Don't let that shoulder collapse. Good. And back to center. Are you warming up? This core work always warms me up. We'll go to the other side. Crunch. Remember, it's slow and controlled. We're not using any momentum. Everything is in controlled. We have awareness. We're keeping our low back supported by our abs. We're pressing up through this left hand, keeping that shoulder full. By that I mean we don't want to be slunched down into it like this. We're pressing up and away. Strong shoulders, strong arm, and then a crunch. Whew, almost lost it on that one. Good. Nice. And back to center. Good work. We're going to bring that right foot out for our kickstand, coming up into our supported side plank. Remember, we're creating a line here from our wrist up through our elbow, shoulder, up through our other hand, and then pulling this bottom waist up, feeling these ribs fan out as we reach up high. Take some deep breaths here. Good. We're going to lift this top leg, and we're going to crunch knee to elbow. You can set this foot down in between each one if you want to, or if you want more of a challenge, bring that bottom foot up. See if I can do it here. And do your crunch up here. Just like that. Good. Woo! Lost my balance. Good. All right, coming back to center. We're going to go to the other side. So I'm going to flip around so you don't have to look at my back side. Good. Reaching up. Remember your line from wrist up through elbow, all the way up. Arch this rib cage up. Pull it up. Breathe. Good. Lifting it up. Let's do elbow. Elbow to knee. If you can't quite get it there, that's okay. I obviously can't. And if you need to drop that toe between each one, you may do that. Or again, if you want that challenge, let's come to a full side plank. With this one, find your focal point and then use that to keep your balance. Are you getting warmed up? I know I am. Woo! Good. Go ahead and rotate back forward. You'll probably be on your hands and knees. Let's come into that nice long body plank now. Remember, keep those shoulders full. Keep that belly tucked in. Let's wiggle those toes back. Getting that nice long body, but staying over your wrists. Good. Holding it. And let's press back into our first down dog. Cycle those heels out. Anchor through your pointer finger. Rise up. Settle down. This is also a good chance to work your hips out. If you want to really exaggerate them, move them to side to side. Lengthening from your heel up through your glutes. Good, let's settle in. Bring the top of the head towards the mat. Press those heels down. Good, we're gonna plank forward. Pass our wrists up onto our toes. Hold it. And back up. Breathe deep here, deep down dog. Plank forward, past your wrists. Hold it. Getting ready for a chaturanga. Back up. Deep down dog. Dig deep. Plank forward on your toes. Oh, let's do it one more time. Good. Coming forward. Keeping your elbows in. If you need to go to your knees, do so. We're going to come down. Chest will come down first. Then we'll swoop up. Oh, coming up into our Sphinx. Sphinx always feels so good after all that. Good. Bring that chest up. Open that chest up. Press hips into the earth. Nice. Really feel that low back contract here. So you're not just hanging out like you're playing a board game or something. You're really pressing up. If you want to come up further or even do a seal, bringing hands out in front, really getting that low back to arch, pressing those hips in. Good. Let's bring it back down. Hands come under shoulders, elbows in, tuck your toes. Let's head back up to our down dog. Nice. Oh, dig deep there. Let's come down to our knees. If you have a block, you might want to use it for this, especially if you haven't been doing much yoga. I'll come forward on my mat. We're going to do our screaming toes, especially now that it's nice outside and we get to start wearing sandals. So coming back to our heels, where our toes are tucked. You can use the heel if that's or the block if that's too much pressure, or just come down onto your heels. Make sure those shoulders are rolled back though. Good, chest is open. Use your breath. Try not to grip, breathe through it. I know they're screaming, that's their job. It's a good stretch form. Nice. We're gonna come down, pressing back up onto our toes. You can keep your hands down if you want to, or bringing them forward, interlace your fingers, flip the interlace, bring your arm bones in towards your ears, bring head down in between your hands. We're gonna rise up on our toes and come back down. Foot strength is very important. Rise up and come back down. Good. Rise up. This time we're gonna come all the way up into our chair pose. If you need to walk those feet together, do so. Pressing everything in towards the center, arms are coming up. If that's too much for your arms, let's bring them down into Namaste. We're bringing tailbone down, knees are bent, but they're still over our feet. Chest is open, good. Deep breaths. Good, let's twist to the left. If you want to drop this right hand and reach up with your left hand, you're welcome to do that. Or just stay in your twist. Good, coming back to center, twist to the right. And again, if you want to drop left hand, lift right hand, maybe even look up past your right fingers. Good, coming back to Namaste. Arms go up, and let's forward fold. Oh, release everything down. If you need to bend your knees, rest your belly on your quads, release that low back. And then straighten, lengthen from heel up through glute. Deep breath. Let the top of that head fall towards the earth. Let gravity pull it down. Good. Grab opposite elbows with opposite hands. And just let gravity pull everything towards the earth. Again, if you need to bend your knees, do so. And then release. Let's come up for our half fold. Half fold, you can keep hands on the mat or bring them to your shins. Nice long spine here. Pressing through our sits bones, pressing straight back, bringing our chest forward. Release, forward fold. Let's bend our knees, rolling up. Oh, big inhale. Exhale. Inhale up. Bow down, heart comes down first. Walking hands forward, stepping back into our down dog. So we broke down a sun cell there with a few things in between. Let's get into our down dog really deep now. We're going to do a sun cell at regular speed. So anchor through your pointer fingers. Dig deep into this down dog. And here we go. Chaturanga. Chest comes down first. Elbows in. Upward dog or cobra. Back to downward facing dog. Step or hop. Forward fold. Half fold. Forward fold. Reverse swan. Pull that belly button in to support the spine or bend your knees. Namaste. Back up. Back down. You can step or hop back into your downward dog. Good, I learned something new while I've been practicing. So we're gonna come into our long body plank. We're gonna do some side crow jumps. You can just step if you want to, so you step side to side as if you're going into side crow, or hop and hop. We'll just do a few of these. So again, step or hop. One more on each side. Good. Back to our down dog. Nice. Let's plank forward. Let's bring right foot forward. Coming into our lunge. If you have blocks and you need them, you can use them right here. Those side crow hops. Whew, they got to me. So all this does is lift your chest off your knee. If you don't want to use them, you can do cupcake hands or bring your hands up to your shin. We're gonna keep our right hand down. Rotate up to our left. Good, switching sides. Rotate the other way. Keep pressing through that back heel. Keep that back leg engaged. Don't let it get out of this. Coming back to center, let's drop that back knee, come onto that back foot. We're gonna rise up, really pressing into this hip flexor now. Deep breaths. Good. You can reach back if you want to. If you want to do cactus arms, woo! Open up that chest. Oh, feeling wobbly. And let's press back down, back into our down dog. Oh, dig deep. Let's chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Step or hop. Forward fold. Half fold, long spine. Forward fold. Pull that belly button into support. Up high, namaste. Up high, you can add a little back bend if you want to. And then bow down, heart comes down first. Step or hop, down dog. Let's bring left foot up. Again, use your blocks if you need to, but keep this chest lifted. Try not to just hang out on your knee. Good. Left hand will stay down by left foot first, reaching up to the right. Keep pressing through that right heel. Coming back down. Switching to the other side. Keep pressing through that back heel. Keep that back leg engaged. Good. Coming forward. Let's drop that back foot. Rising up. It's a good thing I have my wall here tonight. Oh, press into that right hip. Let's open up that chest. Make sure you're pressing hips towards the midline. Open up chest full, pull shoulder blades together. Good. Nice. Coming back down, tuck those toes and press back. Woo. Let's lift that right leg up. You can hook it, open up that hip. Anchor with your pointer fingers. Straighten it. You can stay here in chaturanga or bring it down. Chest comes down first. Upward dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Get a little momentum. Hop or step. Half fold. Forward fold. Reverse swan. Bend your knees if that bothers your low back. Back to namaste. Coming back up. Back down. Step or hop. I'm going to step this time. Good. Left leg comes up. Anchor through pointer fingers. Hook that leg. Turn your biceps and elbow creases forward. Good. Leg comes up. Let's three-leg chaturanga, or bring it down if you need to. Upward dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Step or hop. Forward fold, dig deep. Half fold. Forward fold. Reverse. Back bend here. And back down. Good. Let's step or hop back. Right foot comes forward. Drop your left hand. Rise up into your warrior one. Remember, turn that back thigh out and away. You can do cactus hands again here, opening up chest. If you want to bring hands together behind you in Namaste hands, pulling shoulders back, pulling shoulders together. Shoulder blades, I should say, in the back. Keep this front knee over this ankle. Back foot is flat. I'm rotating away from my thigh away from the midline, so I'm not letting that back leg collapse. Good. Let's swivel our hips back, especially bringing this one back, bringing hands and arms up. We're going to rotate arms towards the ceiling, biceps especially, and then just bring our palms back down. Drop those shoulder blades back and down. Lunge into that front knee. Keep shoulders over hips, so you don't want to be leaning like this. Good. Coming into our side angle. You can rest this arm on this knee or apply some resistance to this knee. Press your hand into it. Reaching, opening up this side body. Should feel kind of good. Good. I can't see you guys, so this is really hard, but I hope you leave me comments of what's working and what's not. Let's bring both arms up, get those obliques burning. Hope we don't have to do this too much longer, but I think it might be a bit, so I'll be here for you though once I get this live thing down. Let's revolve back, reverse warrior, and then windmill all the way down into our humble warrior. Again, if you have blocks and want to use them, you're welcome to come right here. Keep that back foot down, planted and grounded. You can stay here or bring this top hand back behind you. Open up the shoulder. If you want to do full bound, bring this bottom hand under and through. Keep this top shoulder open though as much as you can. Good. Release. We're going to now straighten this front leg. Again, if you need a block, use a block, and then rotate everything up towards the ceiling into our triangle. Really think about opening this back hip and this rib cage towards the ceiling. So if you need to come up on your shin to do that, go ahead. It's better than being down here like this and collapsing. I want everything up and open towards the ceiling. Both legs are straight now. Good. Coming into our pyramid, you can bring your hands to the back or clasp. Forward fold. Good. Rotate back toes forward or back into this nice low lunge. We're going to bring hands back by hips. Press up into our high lunge. Press through that back heel. Keep that back leg engaged. We're going to come forward and press away from the front foot. Forward. Press up. Forward. Press up. One more. Press up. Sometimes we go into warrior three, but we're not going to this time. We're going to press back into our down dog. And let's chaturanga, work all that out. Chaturanga is a good way to get blood flowing to all that area that we worked. Loosen everything up again. You do know what you need to do for your chaturanga, or your sun cell, I should say. That's what this whole thing is a sun cell. Back to down dog. Left leg comes forward, drop that right foot, and reach up. Warrior one on the other side. Again, cactus arms if you want to open up that chest, open up that heart space. Lunge into that front knee, back leg is straight. Rotating that back thigh away from the midline. Good, let's revolve into our warrior two. Pulling this back hip back, keeping it in line with the midline of the mat. Open biceps, and then just turn palms down. Shoulders over hips, lunging into that front knee. Good. We're going to come into our side angle now. Again, if you want to drop this arm, give some resistance here. Let's bring both arms up. Keep breathing. Release your jaw if you're clenching your teeth. Whoops, lost my lunge there. Good, let's revolve back. Reverse warrior. And then coming all the way down into our humble warrior. Again, use blocks if you need to. Now you can see the bound warrior from the other side. So you can stay here or do half bound. Opening up shoulder, or coming through, clasping fingers. Opening up this rib cage though, and this right shoulder. Looking up to the ceiling. Good, if you're in bound angle, release it, coming back down. We're going to straighten this front leg, coming into our triangle on this side. Again, coming up on the shin if you need to, or use your block. But coming up as high as you need to really open up this rib cage and shoulder so you're not like this. Let's rotate forward, hands on our low back. Nice long spine here again. You want to interlace fingers, pressing up. Keep both legs straight though. Good, release, come down into this high lunge. Bring hands back by hips, press up. Woo! Lost it there. Goodness, okay, here we go. We're good, everything's good. And we'll swoop forward and press up and away. I haven't been practicing yoga as much as I should. That's why I need you guys to keep me accountable. So I thought live classes were the best way to do that. Then I have to show up. And I love it because I miss it so much when I don't do it. Good, let's come all the way down. Good, reach forward, step back. Oh, dig deep, release that. Good, let's sun cell. At your own pace. If you get to a part of the sun cell that feels really good and you just want to stay there, do that. Bow down, step or hop back. Down dog. We're getting ready for my favorite part, the garland squat. So if you need your blocks, or even now that you're at home, if you want to go to a counter, bringing our heels, look down and make sure your heels are even. Sometimes when we hop forward, they aren't even with each other, and you really want that one for this pose. If you have a countertop nearby, you can grab the edge of the counter to help hold you and release down that way. A kitchen counter works, a bathroom counter works, any sort of a counter or a ledge. If you need to build up Mount Kilimanjaro with your blocks for support under your glutes, you can do that. See if we can wiggle those toes a little bit. Maybe wiggle side to side. Drop your glutes, open up your chest. This is a good one. Now we're we're gonna bring our heels out just slightly. Using no momentum, we're gonna press up through our heels, coming all the way up, and then all the way back down. Now only go down as far as you are comfortable going. If it's only halfway, that's fine. That's where you're at today. I know, I understand, because I was there. It took me a long time to get to where I am with this pose. It just takes patience and practice, mind over body. Once you get it though, it's a good one. You're doing awesome. I wish I could see you. I can only see myself. That's not as fun. One more. And back down. And then, of course, our crow pose. So, remember with crow pose, create that nice broad base with your hands. You can also do tripod. I'll do tripod first, how about? So tripod, place your hands underneath your shoulders, really create that wide hand. Head goes in front, so you're making a triangle out of your head and your hands. You're going to walk your feet up, or put your knees on your elbows. If you're feeling really gutsy or want to practice now that you're at home, this is actually the start to handstand, or headstand, sorry. And then if you want a lot of core, try to get your knees back on your elbows. If you want to try crow instead, tuck my belly in there. Turn your hands, so fingertips, little pinky slightly off the mat. We're gonna come up, I get my knees as high up towards my armpits as I can, and then rock forward, lifting both feet for your crow pose. So those are both some fun inversions that we do during our Power Vinyasa class when we really want to. When you're done with that, let's go ahead and come to seated. Grab a drink if you haven't been doing that. We're gonna come onto our bellies to start with. Working a little bit on our locust. So shoulders are back and away from our ears, hands are back by our hips. We're gonna lift shoulders, lift heels, and really use that low back to contract. Pressing hips into the earth. Good, and then release, and then contract. And release, contract. This time if you want to bring your arms out front, I don't know if I'll have enough room here. If you want to keep them both lifted, while you lift your right, bring your left elbow back, looking over it. And then the other side. Left foot up, right elbow back. Keep switching. If you need to tap down in between, that's okay too. Wherever you're at today is where you're at. Low back strength is so important. Core strength in general. Good. Let's come all the way down. We're going to press back up into that Sphinx. Take some deep breaths. Let those shoulder blades slide down your back. Good. Pressing up and away. We're going to come into child's pose. You can keep your knees together this time if you want to, or bring them out apart. It's kind of up to you. Just release that low back, release everything down. We can't stay here too long though, we have more work to do.
But I promise a good Shavasana at the end.
Good. Take a deep inhale. We're going to come back up. I always love child's pose after I'm all sweaty because my hair like smashes into my forehead. So if you want to use a block for this one, you can. There's a couple ways you can use it. We're going to do our boat. So hands underneath knees. Remember, keep your shoulders back, your chest lifted. If you have an issue with your knees wanting to come apart, you can always put a block there, or you can put a block down in the middle for something we're going to be doing soon. You can keep your knees like this and bring your hands out to the side. Remember, keep rolling those shoulders back though. Or you can bring feet up for traditional boat. Keep your neck relaxed. Now this is usually where I try to tell a joke to get everybody to laugh, because it's so important that you keep this part of your face as soft as you can and not grip or grimace. If I could see you, I would know if you're doing it or not, but I can't. So you have to be your own judge. You can stay here, or if you want to do low boat, legs out, high boat, low boat, high boat, low boat. If you don't want to do the legs out, kick the block out of the way, and you can just do low boat, high boat, low boat, high boat. Now from this, we're going to come into bound angle next. So coming back, coming up, and coming all the way into our bound angle. Good. Press those knees down. Try to get the outside or the bottom edges of your feet together and almost open up the arches of your feet right here. Good. Take some deep breaths in. If you want to place hands behind, I kind of got off my mat here. And then press your glutes towards your heels, bringing knees down closer to the earth, rolling shoulders back. Deep breaths. Good. Now those of you that have done my classes know we can't just do that once. I have to do it a couple times. So find whatever modification you need. It can be right here. It can even be elbows back if you want to. Whatever you want it to be. And you can just stay right here too, working on boat. Shoulders are back and down, chest is lifted. If you want to do the low boat to high boat, we can even alternate this time. But keep breathing, keep that neck soft. Okay, this time we get to come up into our bound angle. Good. Remember, bottoms of the feet. I have to scoot back on my mat because my feet slide otherwise. If you want to bring hands back, pressing glutes towards your heels, pressing knees down towards the earth. Good hip opener here. We'll do a little bit more hip work here too as soon as we're done with boat. And then we'll do a restorative and then Shavasana. All right, last one. We got this. Our abs are gonna be so happy. Our core is gonna be so happy. Low boat if you want to high boat. You can do alternating if you want to, or just stay in your boat. If you don't like a rocky boat, that's okay. Doesn't need to be. One more. And bound angle. Good. I'm sweating. Miss our fans that we have in the exercise room, the mind and body room. Okay, so a little bit of hip work now. I think we all need that after we've changed our working stations and such. So we're going to start in plank. The first thing we're going to do is just bring our right knee forward and our right foot across in a little bit of a firefly, it's called here. Hold this for a moment, then bring that knee up to that wrist and slide back into your pigeon. I'm going to use blocks because I have very stubborn hips. And I'm just going to try to come back, bringing that hip as close as I can to the mat. If you want to bring this back foot up and bring that heel into that quad, it helps, or into the glute, sorry, it helps stretch the quad. Or you can stay in your pigeon. I'd rather call that phoenix. Or you can go all the way down into your sleeping swan. My feet are cramping. Good, let's press up and away. You can tell I haven't done these for a while. My feet are cramping. All right, left knee forward. Let's bring that left foot across. And then, bring that left knee to left wrist. Guess I'll grab this block. Walk this one foot back. And again, I have an ankle cramping if you're wondering what I'm doing. There we go. Got it to release. So walk this right foot back. If you want to bring this heel to this glute. Or you can come into that sleeping swan. Good. Go ahead and let's press up and away. We're going to come all the way down now. We're going to do a restorative pose and then our Shavasana. So coming all the way to your back. If you need to go to your side and then to the back, you can do that. Make sure shoulders are down and away from your ears. And then let's bring the bottoms of our feet together. You can pull the fleshy part of your glute out of your lower back to get that low back nice and close to the mat. Knees come out, hands are out to the side, palms open and biceps open. If you want to turn off your lights for this part, you're welcome to. I don't know if you can hear my music or not. Hopefully you leave some of that information in the comments for me so I know what to change for next time. But now just bring your awareness to your breath. Feel those deep inhales deep into your belly and then exhale completely. Let your jaw relax, let your face soften. Let your tongue fall back into your mouth, not pressing against your teeth or the roof of your mouth. And then whenever you feel ready for your full Shavasana, go ahead and lengthen the full length of your mat. Let your feet fall open. Just let gravity do the work. Let your body just feel heavy as it sinks into the mat. Bring your awareness back to your breath. fingers and our toes, bringing our awareness back. You can bend your knees if you'd like to, rolling over onto your side. Take a few breaths here. And then press yourself up and away from the floor, coming up to any comfortable seated position. Nice tall spine. Let's do a collective inhale. Exhale to heart center. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Please leave comments about how this worked, since I can't really tell. And I'll be doing another class Wednesday, 5:30. So hope to see you there. Stay healthy, everybody. I miss you. Bye-bye.